15 years, Japan had been building Greater East Asia. Her consecrated armies swept through Manchuria, East China, and French Indochina with fire and sword, looting, sacking, and pillaging. But to the south lay the real treasure. The East Indies, with their oil, their tin, their rubber. England, France, and Holland were all engaged far on the other side of the globe. The Japanese had little to fear from them. In treacherous defiance of treaties, he had already fortified the mandates to the east. With the riches of the Indies in his hands, he could stand like a colossus across the ocean trade routes of the Orient. The only power the Japanese aggressor had to fear was an opposing sea power. He dealt with it, Japanese style. Midway, Wake, Guam, the Philippines. With our fleet immobilized, the Japs seized control of the Pacific, an island empire of 17 million square miles. We learned a bitter lesson. An isolated garrison thousands of miles from the base of supply is capable of only static resistance. Unsupported by sea power, such an outpost is a tragic liability. Within a few months, the Jap held unchallenged control of this vast ocean area. Around its edges and throughout its interior, he had constructed a web of interlocking fortified bases. To drive through this network, we must first push forward our sea control, taking bases as we went. For the sea was the only avenue of approach, and only with command of the sea could we advance our air and land power into position to strike at the homeland. But first we had to build a fleet, a mobile striking force strong enough to overcome anything the Jap might throw in our way. We had to build a fleet, a new navy, based on carriers and fast battleships already developed in peacetime. And to support them, we had to build oilers, ammunition ships, supply ships, repair ships, floating dry docks, the vast service forces to give the striking force logistical mobility. But the Jap was still in command of the sea. He could strike anywhere, anytime. We could only guess where and try to be there with something to stop him. In May, he attempted an amphibious advance on southern New Guinea. We checked him at the Coral Sea. In June, he tried to invade Midway. We checked him again. By July, he was completing a base on Guadalcanal, preparing to cut our supply route to Australia. We couldn't wait for ships that were building or troops that were training. We must stop him with what we had there and then. August 7th, 1942, we landed Marines on Guadalcanal. We surprised the Jap, and the landings were easy. But we were just in time. In another 2 days, Jap planes would have been operating from Henderson Field, and the landing that had been so easy would have been well nigh impossible. But the Jap wanted Guadalcanal and strove desperately to take it back. Carrier duels and in furious close-range night actions, our Navy slugged it out with his. Our forces were numerically inferior, but we hung on. Little by little, we chopped away at his ships, until by the end of the year we had gained command of the sea approaches to the southern Solomons. In 1943, the Marines were relieved by the Army. Our victory had decisively stopped the enemy advance, throwing him from offense to defense. We had reversed the wartime strategy of the Japanese Empire. Now, with our superior naval strength, we became mobile. Our courage at sea and our industrial skill at home had tipped the balance of sea power. From now on, the Jap would have to fight for what he had. February 1943. We made an amphibious assault on the Russells. June, New Guinea and Rendova. July, New Georgia. August, Eastern New Georgia. October, Choiseul. November, Bougainville. The early phase of our island-hopping advance was slow. We still lacked the carrier strength to support long overwater advances. While we waited for carriers, we had to use islands. An island airstrip may be unsinkable, but unlike a carrier, it cannot be moved. In close support of an amphibious advance, the range of aircraft is about 150 miles. For longer jumps, we needed more seaborne air power, more carriers, more mobility. Meanwhile, our northern Pacific forces had ousted the Japs from the Aleutians. Both our northern and southern flanks were secure. Now, through the Central Pacific, we advanced to Tarawa. From Tarawa, we advanced to the core of the Marshall Islands defenses, taking Kwajalein and Eniwetok. From these operations emerged the pattern that was to dominate the Pacific War, the pattern of amphibious assault, the overwater advance of the foot soldier. For it is the foot soldier who seizes and holds ground. These are his weapons. They roll on wheels and on tracks. They are land weapons. But the infantryman's longest advances with these weapons are made over water. Sea power puts him where he can go to work. Command of the sea determines where the land war will be fought.